And welcome back to News Now from Fox. You can see snow dumped along the East Coast in big cities like Boston, New York City, Philadelphia, and it is continuing to fall down. And so we are joined here this morning with one of our very own. We do have Brian Yennis joining us from Brooklyn. And Brian, I just love that you are down playing in the snow with the snowman. And let's talk about this aftermath. It looks like it's still coming down there for you.
Yeah, it is. You know, this is a storm that is continuing into tonight, actually into tomorrow morning. We're still expecting that snowfall. You can see here in Brooklyn, some people making the snowmen out here, and they're having some fun. But the reality is also that, you know, this is the most snow that New York City has seen since 2016 when 27 inches fell. In New York City, more than 17 inches have fallen in Central Park. That makes it about a top 10 storm for this city that we've experienced. It's about 1 inch to 3 inches of snow per hour. We're coming down at its heaviest yesterday. Some 20, 30, actually 50-mile-an-hour gusts were throughout Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and New York City. You can see some of the highest snowfall totals. 33 inches in northern New Jersey, 28 inches in Pennsylvania, 25 inches here in New York. So we're seeing close to 3 feet of snow in some parts. There are also some major rescues along the way. You know, the roads were treacherous. There are 300 accidents in New York State because of this snow. But also in Connecticut, there was this incredible rescue there where they had firefighters go out into the snow, icy waters, and help a man and a woman in a submerged truck in that icy water. It was really quite something. Nobody was hurt, but they saved them. Obviously, they were telling people to really stay off of the roads unless you were an essential worker. That was the message yesterday. Back here in New York City, the reality is, though, LaGuardia, the flights are back on. JFK flights are back on, as well as in Newark. But you're going to expect some cancellations and delays. We're seeing about over 200 flights that have been canceled thus far in those 3 airports. So about over 40 to 50% of the flights have been canceled thus far. Vaccinations were canceled over the last 2 days in New York City. Those appointments have been rescheduled. Vaccinations will resume tomorrow. Public schools, in-person learning will resume tomorrow as well. So, you know, life getting back to normal, but the snow is still coming down, and we're going to be seeing these totals increasing into probably Wednesday morning.
You know, and Brian, something that a lot of people don't know too is that it's not just the snow that piles up, but also afterwards, when those temperatures start to warm up, there's been some flooding trouble in the area as well.
Yeah, there is. There's been some floodwaters along the Jersey Shore. You know, just like in any storm, a tropical storm or whatnot, the water does come in, especially in high tide. And there were some communities like in Sea Isle City and Jersey Shore that was inundated with water. And I think that's been part of the concern in and around Long Island and New Jersey. Those waters have receded, but again, that's part of the cleanup here. One of the good news, though, is that this has been essentially, it's getting hard now, but it was a very fluffy snow yesterday, and I think that made sure that we didn't see those massive power outages that we're used to seeing. At its peak yesterday, some 5,000 customers had lost power between New Jersey and New York. Those numbers aren't massive right now, so that's good news.
Yeah, we always like to have a little bit of good news when it comes to all these snow problems that are created when the storms roll through. And I hope you're staying warm out there. I know it gets to be cold when you're out live reporting all morning long.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Be well.
All right, Brian Yennis joining us again from Brooklyn. We do appreciate that live update. And don't forget, we're going to continue to have you covered not only on the aftermath of that storm, but of course, more updates and all the breaking news that we've been covering here over the last few days. Stay with us. News Now from Fox. We'll be right back after a quick 2-minute break.